Oh boy, the bankers, social planners, globalists, and elites are pissed off with one of their lackeys, James Traub, coming out in a scathing article calling you, right now, sitting in front of this computer watching this video, calling you the fist-shaking, mindless, angry, ignorant, know-nothing masses, and how we, as the elites, need to rise up and take over. These are his exact quotes, exact words that he used to describe the current political landscape unfolding right in front of us. James Traub is an elitist snob that comes from the Bloomingdale Empire. That's where his family had all of his wealth from. He is an affluent, pinky rising, tea drinking, unbehenced, unknowing, ignorant snob on his high horse who is also a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. It's important that we go over the very fact of his relationship with the Council on Foreign Relations. The Council on Foreign Relations, which many people do not know about publicly, is actually an organization, semi-private organization with 4,300 members, and has senior serving politicians, more than a dozen current and former secretaries of state, national security officers, bankers, lawyers, professors, CIA members, and senior media figures a part of its organizations that mostly hold its meetings in private. They are the upper echelons. They are the establishment outer circle of the current political system that we have. In their own article, in their own words, Richard Gardner, CFR member, in their own publications wrote, the CFR publication, the New World Order will have to be built from the bottom up rather than from the top down. But in the end run around national sovereignty, eroding it piece by piece will accomplish much more than the old-fashioned frontal assault. The CFR even writes open publications calling for the end of nationalism, calling for the expansion of globalization, calling for the world's elites to pretty much have control of every echelon of our human life. These are corporate globalists who obviously have a lot of power, have a lot of affluenza, and run things behind the scenes. And of course, no surprise, James Traub is also a very staunch Hillary Clinton supporter, calling her tougher than you thought, also tenderer and wiser. In his foreign policy writings, he writes for foreign policy, and of course, this is no surprise because Hillary Clinton is the female dog to the Council on Foreign Relations, even herself saying,
"We get a lot of advice from the council, so this will mean I won't have this far to go to be told what we should be doing and how we should."
Yeah, well, what you should be doing, what your affluent overlord elites will tell you to do. And you admitted it in your own words. Now, in this article that just came out a few moments ago, James Traub, he writes that today's citizens' revolt in the United States, in Britain, in Europe, are a cause of extremism, and they're going to upend politics as we know it. And it's going to be something that we have never seen in our lifetime. This is horrible, what's happening right now in Sweden, in Austria, in Poland, in France, in the United States with the rise of Donald Trump, and of course the Brexit vote that just took place a couple days ago. And he equates this kind of values, this kind of tradition, this kind of nationalism as extremism, and that this extremism has gone too far, it has gone mainstream. It is so brazen and it is so in our face that the Brexit vote, which ended free trade zones, which ended this huge bloated bureaucracy, which ended all these rules and regulations and laws that were hurting human life in the United Kingdom, he says that this is just unbelievable. I can't believe there is utter retribution on the bankers, on the economists. Well, you talk to anybody who is a regular person who actually knows what life is about, who actually lives a normal life, not in his ivory tower, not an affluent billionaire and millionaire, people were pissed off with the banksters. Of course, they engineered the housing market crash in 2008 and then created a banker bailout system where they took money from the people after they just kicked them out of their own homes. He even admits, is this elitist what I'm saying? Maybe. Of course it is. Of course it is, because you have no object view of reality at all. But it's interesting that you have the brazenness to even open your mouth as you did here, showing you how the elites, you and all these other CFR, Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg, and all these other members, the elitists, the rich snobs, showing you the point of view of what you really think of human society, of what you really think of the masses, insulting us as you call to rule over us. These are the people who are running the things behind the scenes. Wake up, people. Share this video and support us on Patreon to keep this organization fully independent, fully sustainable for you and by you. We have been able to do all this work because of your long-term support on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/WeAreChange. Just $1 a month keeps our operation running. Subscribe. We're going to be covering these elitist, affluent, ivory tower limo driving liberals, Hillary Clinton supporting secret society, butt sniffing, brown nosing snobs here on this YouTube channel. Subscribe.